And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Tina, Alina, and Nina. Tina, Alina, and Nina made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina, Alina, and Nina all together. One day, the king of Decagonal's messengers said, hear ye, the king of Decagonal is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Decagonal. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Tina said, he's going to marry me. Alina said, no way, Tina, he's going to marry me. Nina said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad doing her chores that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Decagonal, while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, why are you crying, Cinderella? Cinderella responds, I have lots of chores to be done, but I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Decagonal. Cinderella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. So she chants the magic words, tintity tantity tantity too, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, Cinderella's chores are all done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 10 pumpkins. Cinderella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, tintity tantity tantity too, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 10 pumpkins into a handsome coach by 20 strong horses, and then Cinderella's were closed into a gown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a sensational gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. Cinderella's fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Decagonal was wondering who he should marry. Tina, Alina, and Nina said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Decagonal dance happily together. But later, Cinderella is almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Decagonal was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled all around Decagonal to find her, and brought the 2 tiny glass slippers with him. He knocked on the door of the home of where Cinderella, Tina, Alina, and Nina lived. But instead of Cinderella, he finds Tina, Elena, and Nina. Prince Decagonal then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can you not find me these 2 glass slippers?" Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Elena is next, but her foot is too small. Nina is last, but her foot isn't the right size either. Suddenly, Prince Decagonal noticed Cinderella's sweet singing. Cinderella then gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Decagonal back, and Prince Decagonal doesn't have to put the 2 glass slippers back on her feet because they're so uncomfortable. And now they've both lived happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Doers. If you want to see some sequels, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Andrew does everything, and buy our merchandise, etc. And take care. Bye. And now Andrew's Doers. Andrew does everything proudly presents 27erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Once upon a time, there was a young woman named 27erella. 27erella had 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yelena, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi. 11 of them made fun of 27erella and made her do all the chores. 27er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said 27erella's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 27ville's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 27ville is going to throw a ball with lots of food at 9 o'clock and like it's dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Seven Vidget Toppling. Can I come?" asks 27erella. But she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. "He's going to marry me," said Tina, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Tina, wrong. He's going to marry me," said Winona. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Elena. The rest say, "All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." Later, 27erella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Sabin Vidget Toppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now, 27erella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you." And so, she chants the magic words, "A lot 27 pianos," and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 27erella's chores are all done. But 27erella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "27erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice." Luckily, 27erella has 27 pumpkins and 54 mice. 27erella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, "A lot 27 pianos," and waves her magic wand again to turn the 27 pumpkins into a handsome coach. The 4 mice into strong horses, and then 27erella's were closed into a gown and crown. 27erella says, "I've never seen such a Sabin Vidget Toppling-tastic gown!" and get a load of my glass slippers, and climbed into the coach. 27erella's fairy godmother said, "Have fun, 27erella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal." And so, 27-year-old accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince 7 Fidget Toppling was wondering who he should marry. The king, 27 suggests, what about 27-year-old? In which Prince 7 Fidget Toppling says yes. And not a minute too soon. 27-year-old arrives in the ball just in time. 27-year-old's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Nina, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, and Naomi say, he's walking towards me altogether, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince 7 Fidget Toppling is walking towards 27-year-old. He then asks, May I have this dance? Said Prince 7 Fidget Toppling asks, to which 27-year-old says, I would be delighted. And so, Prince 7 Fidget Toppling and 27-year-old dance happily together. But later, 27-year-old realizes almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince 7 Fidget Toppling was so worried and sad that he might never see 27-year-old again. The king of 27 Seville comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 27-year-old, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 27-year-old and brought the glass slippers she was with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 27-year-old and her 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 27-year-old, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina and Naomi. Prince 7 Fidget Toppling says, Ladies, my father, the king of 27ville, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona says, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince 7 Fidget Toppling and the king of 27ville, known as 27-year-old's sweet singing. Prince 7 Fidget Toppling, is that you? 27-year-old heart exciting. The king of 27-year-old 27ville says, My dear daughter-in-law, we found you! Exclaims the king of 27ville, and the glass slipper fits! And so, 27-year-old Prince 7 Fidget Toppling and the king of 27ville lived happily ever after. The end. And Andrew Stewart's, I hope you enjoyed this story. And I've been debating on making them some sequels. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything. Buy our merchandise, etc. Take care. Bye.